Hey everyone, I know it's been probably like forever since I uploaded. I think my last video was like around Halloween of 2020 or something. I don't even know. So what have I been doing all this time and what's going on and all that crap? Well, I guess you probably could guess that Chris and I broke up. That was ages ago. Still living at my mom's house. My bedroom is very different, as you can see behind me in the background, and actually at the end of this video I will do a room tour after I've had a chance to clean up the mess that is currently on my bed. So yeah, let's get to a couple of things real quick here. Well, first of all, I'm in a new relationship. Technically, I guess we're on hiatus right now, kind of. I mean, we kind of are, but we kind of aren't. It's one of those, it's complicated type of things. So anyway, he and I were cohabiting here in the basement at my mom's house, and he has some issues, some personal issues that he has to work on. And I'd been helping him as much as I could to kind of get through some things and to get some things taken care of and get some loose ends tied up. But ultimately, I began to feel more like I guess a facilitator or an enabler more than like a relationship partner. So I decided that it would be best for both of us really to just kind of like give each other some space. I wanted to be able to see that he could handle certain things on his own without somebody else holding his hand and reminding him. So so far so good. He has definitely he's definitely gotten through I guess most of the checklist, I'd say, of things I told him that he needed to accomplish and take care of before we could resume our relationship like really fully. It's the thing is, we're not really with each other 24/7, but we're not seeing other people either. So I mean, but he is a very special person and I love him dearly, so in my eyes it's worth the wait. Anyway, his name is Robert. He's I want to say a month and a half younger than me. Where we were both born in '83. Actually, while we were both younger, like in middle school and high school, we had mutual friends. He and I just didn't know each other. So we could have crossed paths a few times earlier in life. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, still in Mom's house, like I said. Oh yeah, and I still will probably be drinking in a lot of my videos. I tend to do my videos in the evening, like after everybody else has like gone away and shut up and gotten out of my face and gone to bed. So there's that. So evening is when I pour myself a glass of wine. So anyway, like I said, I repainted the room. It's now like a vampire blood red, and I made myself well, didn't make really, but concocted myself a new bedspread. I just had surgery on my foot. Yeah, I don't know if I've talked about this to you guys in my previous videos or not, but I've had problems with my feet my whole life. I've got short Achilles tendons, and I've got short plantar fascia tissue. Plantar tendons, I don't know. The muscle that runs from the underside of your heel up to like under your toes. That's short. So basically what that does is causes bone spurs to grow in your heel because the constant like tension of like the muscle being pulled, and it makes the bone get pulled, and then the bone will grow into a point. It'll make like a little thorn kind of to kind of compensate for that. It's very painful. Before the surgery, I felt like I'd been walking on a nail like for several years. So the podiatrist basically was like, yeah, this needs to be taken care of. You know, you've got the whole rest of your life. You're kind of, you're young. Let's get your quality of life improved. So, and did just that. Basically, the operation went as follows. Basically, cut about a 3-inch bone-deep incision on the inside of my ankle. Went in with some various tools and cut my abductor, like an abductor tendon tissue, I'm not sure. I watched some videos on it, and I kind of know what it is, but explaining to you what it is going to be is a bit difficult for me. So anyway, abductor release, plantar fascia release, which is again that tendon that I was talking about that's on the bottom of your foot. Let's see, hallucis nerve release and Baxter's nerve release. So basically, 2 tendons got cut and 2 nerves got released. Basically, what podiatrist said was causing my pain, because I also had some severe numbness going on, and that was really scary too for a while. For a few months right before the surgery, or before I told the podiatrist I was having serious problems, I was having this issue where on the left, like the outside edge of my left foot was feeling numb and tingly, like I couldn't feel my last 2 toes, and it felt like I was walking on a pencil, like there was something underneath my foot. It was so weird. In fact, the first day I noticed it, I was actually walking through the grocery store, and I kept thinking there was a lump in my sock, so I'd stop and I'd wiggle my foot around a little bit and kind of, bang my feet together, and I reached down and yank on my sock and tried to fix it, and it wouldn't go away. I thought, well, Jesus, this must be one serious lump in my sock. So I get home, I take my shoes off after, I got the groceries all put away and everything. And I get home, I take my shoes off, and lo and behold, there's no lump in my sock. And I thought, okay, well, surely there's something in my shoe. So I looked in my shoe, and I even took the little gel inserts out and everything, and I couldn't find anything. And then I stood up barefoot, and it literally, I kid you not, it felt like I was standing on a pencil. Like there was a pencil running from underneath my heel, out to my second to last little toe. And it was really freaky. It scared the hell out of me. I thought, oh my God, what's going on here? And so I figured, maybe it'll go away. So I waited a few days, and then after those few days, the pencil feeling still wasn't gone. I was at the grocery store again, and that time I was walking through the store shopping, and I had a full cart of groceries. I was almost done shopping. And I took a step and felt a snap. I mean, a snap. I felt something snap inside my foot, and the pain was so intense. I started going, right there, and a couple people, I was in the frozen aisle, and people were kind of looking at me. and it was so painful. I tried to take another step and keep walking. Couldn't do it. It was so bad. I had to just push the cart to the side, and then I had to kind of hobble or scamper to the front of the store, went out to the car, and came straight home. That was a really embarrassing day, because I've never done that in a store before. If I decide I'm not going to buy something, I'll take it and put it back on the shelf where I got it from. But the pain was so severe, there was no way I would have been able to endure completing that grocery shop, and then waiting in line, and waiting in line, and waiting in line, and then dealing with getting out to the car and loading the groceries. So, yeah, I went home, called the podiatrist, and next thing I know, he's saying, yeah, you've got tarsal tunnel syndrome. And I'm like, well, is that kind of like carpal tunnel syndrome? In your hands, when your nerves get really, really compressed and kinked up in your carpal bones from activity and stuff. And he said, well, yeah, it's it happens to people's feet too. And he said, especially people with ear problems that have a short Achilles tendon and a short plantar fascia tendon or whatever. And he's like, yeah, we can take care of that. Sounds like this has been bothering you for a while. And I said, yeah, it has. So yeah, scheduled me for surgery, and actually this past Monday, just a few days ago, my stitches got taken, my stitches got taken out. The doctor said my foot looks really great, but I had a full week of just straight up downtime. After that surgery, I could not walk, I couldn't leave the house, I had to have a portable toilet thing, for old people, over there by the bed, because I couldn't, I could hobble if I had to, but I wasn't supposed to get up and put any weight on my foot for over a week. So I basically spent that time, if I had to get up and do something, I would either crawl on my hands and knees. Yeah, my knees still actually have bruises on them from doing that a couple weeks ago. Or I'd have to grab onto furniture and then hop on my right foot. So yeah, things got really interesting. So yeah, I'll show you guys the cut on my foot at the end of the video, probably after the room tour. So anyway, my right foot hasn't been scheduled yet, but they have, but well, the podiatrist did say that since I did so well with my left foot healing up quickly, like he was really impressed. He was like, wow. He's like, I've never seen a patient post-op look this good. Like, well, it's what happens when you follow the doctor's instructions. You heal up faster. So yeah, they're going to schedule my other foot. I think it's going to be, based on what he said, probably like late May or early June, I could be having another surgery, which the right foot is going to suck twice as much because that's my driving foot. I will literally be completely grounded like a 6th grader who skipped school. Yeah, because grounding still works at that age, kind of. I guess it depends on the kid, it just depends on the parents, I don't know, but yeah, like a 6th grader grounded for skipping class or for smoking pot. Never did either of those things when I was in the 6th grade. Actually never skipped school at all, period, as I was in school, in public school. Didn't smoke pot till I was probably like 19 years old. I had a very sheltered childhood. So anyway, I have another surgery possibly coming up, other than my foot surgery. So, a little background on that. One of the reasons I have not uploaded a video in such a long time is the fact that around to like the beginning of 2019, I packed on a bunch of weight for, I mean, I couldn't find a reason. I don't know where it came from. I don't know what I did, what happened. Maybe I just didn't do anything. It's not uncommon for women in their late 30s, which I'm now 38, by the way. I don't feel like I'm 38 at all, but that's a whole nother story. Yeah, like it's basically 2019 started, and all of a sudden I started packing on weight. I mean, I don't just mean like 10 pounds or 20 pounds. I mean like I gained probably 45 or 50 pounds. Inexplicably, for no fucking reason at all whatsoever, other than, I guess I'm me. And I guess it's genetic. Everyone in my mom's family, they're all kind of heavy. So, tried to get rid of it, nothing worked. My entire adult life I've been kind of fat. Nothing's ever worked. Dieting has never worked. Exercise has never worked. And I've never really been like a piggy, oinky, like a junk food eater, really. I mean, you guys have seen, I guess, I mean, if you watched my videos before, you know that I'm not the kind of person who, like, will binge eat donuts or ice cream, or like just lives on frozen food, or lives on like fast food or pizza. So just kind of inexplicably 50 pounds appeared. So, and I just was really bummed about it. And then I thought, well, maybe I should look into bariatric surgery. So I did a whole bunch of research, and I talked to, oh, the camera's shaking. Okay. Get my elbows off the table, or off my desk, or at least just sit fucking still. Talk to doctors, talk to family, so I was able to establish that, first of all, I do qualify for the surgery based on my height and weight, which would, I guess, you could surmise my body mass index. And also the fact that I have type 2 diabetes. So you have to be fat or obese or whatever with a certain body mass index, and then have other physical health or like complications that are comorbid with that because of the extra weight. Type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, I mean, there's a long list, but what for me, it's the weight plus the fact that I have type 2 diabetes. So that put me in the qualifying range, and I was able to walk in to my primary care doctor and be like, look, I'm pretty sure this will help me. I want to get this done. I've got a good support system at home. Everybody's got my back. And I think I've got the mental wherewithal and the discipline to actually follow through with the permanent life changes that will be taking place before and after the surgery. And so she did her part. She wrote a recommendation letter, and my crazy doctor, that's what I call her, my crazy doctor, She's on board as well, and so I've actually got my first consultation appointment set up next week for possibly getting a vertical gastric sleeve, which is basically where they remove, I think, like about 80% of your stomach, and what you're left with is like a pouch. Like, I'm looking around for something I can use as an example. I don't really have to think. So basically, you're left with a segment of stomach that's about like that, or maybe, here we go. Your stomach is a little, I guess, a little bigger than 2 markers. It's literally just a little sleeve. And leading up to the surgery, there's all these steps you have to take. You gotta shrink your liver, which so they put you on a liquid diet for 2 weeks before the surgery. Because since they do the surgery laparoscopically, and to get up to your stomach and to do what they have to kind of like scoot your liver aside a little bit to get up in there, and then cut. So they have you do that, and then afterwards, like, it's a really, really strict diet. A lot of things you can't eat anymore, but then I'm not really seeing that much of a sacrifice in my case because I've never been a junk food eater. I've never liked processed foods. I've never been into sweets, hot dogs and, frozen, like, microwave dinners and pre-packaged, pre-made, processed food. I've never been into that, ever. I've always been really big on, like, lean meat and vegetables and fruit, yogurt, avocados, nuts, whole grains. So, yeah, that's not going to be that hard for me, I don't think. I think what's going to be difficult for me, I guess is being impatient. So, but I have decided what I'm going to get for myself as a reward, like, or as like a little gift to myself, after the surgery, is I'm going to buy myself a new pair of inline skates. I have not gone rollerblading in ages. Actually, I was a pretty decent skater, growing up, like in middle school and high school. I couldn't do like any of the stunts like the boys could do. First of all, I didn't have the right kind of skates. I didn't have aggressive skates. I had just like basically like urban recreational skates. So, I loved skating. I loved the speed. I loved, the fact that it got your heart racing, and it's just a lot of fun. You kind of feel like you're flying, and it's really good exercise, and it's low impact too. Oh yeah, I did find out that I have arthritis in both of my knees. So yeah, that happened. A couple of years ago, I went to goth night, danced my ass off. Was fine when I got home, but when I woke up the next morning, I felt like I had a water balloons like behind my kneecaps. It was so weird, and I was in so much pain. I actually had to go up and down the steps. I had to crawl up the steps and then scoot down the steps on my butt. That's how bad it was, and I actually could not bend my knees back all the way. You take your leg, and you bend. I couldn't do it because there was like this. It felt like this gelatinous mass like behind my knee. So I went to urgent care. They did X-rays, and the doctor's like, "Yeah, you're missing cartilage in your knees." And I'm like, "How? I'm only 36 years old." And he said, "Well, it just happens. Some people, it's genetic. They're prone to it. They have, He said, "Do you have any family members who have that?" And I said, "Yeah, people on my mom's side of the family, arthritis problems and weight problems." And so I asked the doctor. I said, "Is it because of my weight?" He said, "No." He said he knew plenty of patients who were older than me and heavier than me, that did not have any kind of joint problems. And that kind of blew me away, because I've had knee pain my whole life, but I just thought it was normal. Apparently I've got... Anyway, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. So, okay, after that appointment, like a year went by, and I thought, well, I just didn't want to acknowledge the fact that I had arthritis, or, missing cartilage at age 36. So I finally went to an orthopedist. I think it was like right before Halloween, this past Halloween of 2021, and did x-rays, did all that stuff, and she says, yeah, she said, "You've got patellar tracking," which is when your kneecap moves from side to side when it's not supposed to. And she said, "Yeah, and you're missing cartilage." She said, "You've got arthritis in both of your knees." Oh, and my left patella, by the way, is misaligned. It's not positioned where it's supposed to be. And she said that's why your knees have been hurting your whole life, because you've had the patellar tracking. I'm filming. I'm filming. I'll be done in about 20 minutes. Oh. So yeah, the patellar tracking is not something that develops like in adulthood. You're born with it. It sticks with you. There are ways you can get rid of it, but those ways are extremely difficult and it takes so much time. Like all these weird exercises and things you gotta do, but it takes like years to correct itself. So in my mind, if it's going to take years to correct itself and I have to do a bunch of crap and I've lived with it this long, fuck it. That's the truth. So, anyway, she gave me cortisone injections in both knees. I don't know if anybody watching this has ever had a cortisone injection. If you got one and did not cry, then here's to you. Getting a cortisone injection in a joint is one of the most painful things I've had to do at a doctor's visit. I don't mean surgery, I don't mean an overnight stay, I don't mean having a baby. No, I mean like, you just go to the doctor and they say, oh, well, you've got this. Here, let's do this and fix it real quick and you can go on home. That kind of thing. Of all the things they could do to you at the doctor on a visit to take care of a little problem, having a cortisone injection has been one of the most singularly kind of horrendous things I've endured in both knees. Also that morning I had been at the podiatrist and he gave me a cortisone shot in the bottom of my heel. Oh God, so I got tortured pretty good. But cortisone shots, basically it's a shot of an anti-inflammatory, or it's like a steroid shot pretty much, and it's localized. It only works where they inject it, so they have to be real precise. So basically I got a cortisone shot in my heel where the bone spur was to get the plantar fascia tissue to stop swelling up and going crazy, to kill the pain. The cortisone injection there was especially horrible. I mean, it's like a hot poker on your skin at that joint. And it's like a sharp hot poker going into you, and the cortisone burns as the steroid burns as it goes into your skin and gets into your bloodstream. And so I got tortured that morning, recovered from it, went to a second appointment with the orthopedist. She looked at my knees and then stuck me in the knees, and yeah, it was pretty kind of terrifying. Rob was with me, and I just kind of was shaking, and I had to bury my face into his shoulder while the orthopedist injected me, and she's like, "Oh, you handled that well," and I'm like, "All right, I'll take it." So yeah. So yeah, foot surgery, vertical gastric sleeve, all these wonderful things coming up that I'm going to be doing. I did get my head shaved again on the sides. I've got a bandana on right now, mainly just because I skipped a shower this morning and my hair's kind of greasy. And I've been getting it lightened. I've been keeping it purple. It's not particularly purple right now because it's been washing out. This is kind of the tail end. I think I'm gonna dye it again here pretty soon. I do need to get my highlights touched up though. My roots are I've got that much brown at my roots. So there's that. So anyway, I think I'll go ahead and hit the pause on the recording, and I'll do the room tour, and I'll show you guys my surgery incision, and after that, who knows. Okay, so the bedroom. Alright, you got the bed. This bedspread was actually a tapestry, and I sewed it onto black king-size bed sheets. This is a queen bed, so I got a black king-size top sheet because I knew it would be long enough it would come down and cover up things. I stitched on my sewing machine, of course. I sewed on this tapestry, which I think it's All Saints Day is what this is supposed to be representative of. I'm not sure. I just really liked it a lot, and I like the colors on it. So these pillows I made, and yes, I know they're not stuffed enough. I don't know, I have this thing where like I'll be stuffing a pillow I made and I'll just keep putting more and more stuff into it and it seems like it's getting lumpy and ugly, so I just kind of underfilled them until I could learn the proper way to stuff a pillow. Anyway, above the bed, that's my window, and the window's open because we had really nice weather today. It was like 60 degrees out. And yes, I made that curtain. This is just a sheer, like an organza with a celestial print on it. Goodwill mirror. Victorian era portraits, and I'll explain those very shortly, but this one's just of a girl sitting looking in a mirror. So, alright, I'm actually going to come over here and start at this end. Oh yeah, I did set up a kitchen for myself, by the way. It's my little teeny tiny, my little baby cottagey basement cottagecore kitchen. Okay, so like I said, everything's been painted like a deep blood, like vampire garnet red. So this picture frame is actually really, really old. I can remember this picture frame being in the house like when I was really little, like a toddler, and my mom had a print of a painting called The Gleaners in it. This poster I found on Amazon. I'm not that crazy about it not as crazy about it as I was when I first got it, but oh well, you know, it's there, you know, it goes with the theme of the room, Victorian, kind of gothic, whatever. Goodwill chair, very nice comfy chair. I sit on it every single day. So anyway, here's the thing about the Victorian portraits. I looked on eBay, and apparently there's an abundance of I guess old portraits that have been in people's families, but nobody wants them anymore. I don't know why. Or portrait prints, or like plate glass negatives. These pictures, I don't know who the hell these people are. I don't know who they are. But, you know, they're my family now, I guess. So yeah, I bought a whole bunch of them, and I framed them, and they're all over the room. Goodwill lamp, Goodwill Underwood typewriter, and yes, it works. So yeah, this was my grandfather's. This was given to him for working at the naval shipyard here in Louisville back in the, I think back in the 60s. Hey kitty, there's my kitty cat. This is Chiquita Banana. What you doing, Banana Cat? You been sleeping? Yes. That's all she does is sleep, pretty much. So I also have an art book of Goya prints, and that's something I'll do sometimes, is buy up like old books, like art books, and cut out the art and then frame it. There's my mirror. I think you guys saw this mirror once before. This dresser was lime green when I got it at the Goodwill. I painted it black, switched out the hardware. I think it's actually supposed to be a desk, because you can see here where hinges actually were attached to something that would fold out, and here's like the holes where the support pieces would come out. But yeah, I don't know anything about that, so all I know is that I like the way it is now, and I'm fine with it. So in my jewelry tree, I'm sure you guys remember me making this. One of my first videos actually was making this jewelry tree. So, alright, here's another one of my Victorian families. Got a mom and a dad, and I think, gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids. Jesus Christ. Stay off of her. So anyway, oh, this oil lamp actually has been in my family for 100 years now. The year is now 2022. This lamp is from before 1922, and yes, it works. I actually do light it up and use it from time to time. It's just a purple Moroccan lamp. So this is some Avon, the old Avon glass. I found a collection of the red at the Goodwill. I mean, I get so much stuff at the Goodwill, you never know what you're going to find. So this is some original art of mine. This originally was like a nativity scene or something here. So I covered it up with what I wanted there. And so now it goes in my room. Yes, can I help you? I'm sorry, is no one paying attention to you? Sounds terrible. Aw, poor princess. Okay, this little table I fished out of the trash in someone's trash pile. The legs were like kind of falling off. I was able to screw and glue, I like that, screwing glue, back on. This is another one of my early video things, the heated organza to make this little flower. Some antique books here, and actually this was my dad's magnifying glass. I'm not sure what it's used for specifically, but I just know that it's been in the family for quite a while. This bell has definitely been in the family for a while. It's an antique as well. So it's definitely a lot of antiques in this room. So antique books, the school year, this is from 1918, and it's got someone's name in it too, if I can get, come on, open up. It's got someone's name in it actually. So we got here Sally Scott, 1918, and then Mrs. Josh Price, 1923. So this is actually a teacher's guide. It's got lesson plan ideas in it, activity plans, chalkboard sketches, and stuff to talk about to kids. Yeah, for the school year 1918. Really interesting thing to have. I really love old books. And then up top here I created just a long verge of interesting like trinkets and antiques. I got a bunch of antique books here. Yeah, I mean, if I see a book and it's like from before 1940 at the Goodwill, I don't care what the subject matter is, I will buy it. So, continuing on, an antique iron that I found at the flea market. I got some like old liquor bottles worked in. Got a nice little bamboo trunk. This thing was like a bright green color when I got it, so I basically just soaked it in water really good, got rid of the bright green, and then refinished it with some red. You can still kind of see the green, like as an undertone. Red and black, and then I put polyurethane on it, and it looks, it actually is presentable. This globe actually is a lamp. Ta-da! It lights up. So yeah. This was a wine box. I refinished it and put polyurethane on it, and now it's a really cool decor piece. I'm not sure what this thing is supposed to be. The lid comes off and it's got this like Middle Eastern type writing on it. I'm not exactly sure like what it is for, but it's really interesting. So, alright, and here's my desk. I recently put this in, actually. My initial thoughts in this room, once after I repainted it, was like, I don't want any junky like television or any kind of like technology in here. I just want it to be a bedroom. So then I decided I wanted to spend some time like writing and writing poetry and doing some typing and stuff while I had downtime after surgeries. So I was like, fine, uncle, I'll put it on a desk. In case you're wondering what this door is, that's access to like the water shut off. So yeah, it's cold in there. No. Got a vanity mirror, got a bamboo trash can, and a fake snakeskin jug, urn, I don't know what you call that thing. It's really nice, and it's got a twin over here on the other side of this dresser, just a little bitty one. So this dresser, this lampshade I made, I found an ugly lampshade at the Goodwill, ripped all the fabric off of it because it was like blue with little flowers and it was ugly. And so I did wire and glass beads with like amber and yellow and gold and red and black. And then I took this this is a belly dancing skirt. I don't know, but anyway, it's got all these sequins on it and covered it up, and I just like the way that it makes that big shape, all that big pattern like all around it on the wall and on the ceiling. So this is deer skull. I'm sure y'all saw this in my room previously, my older videos. This is a possum. Okay. This thing was my mom's. I don't know where it came from initially, but it's really cool. It used to be brown. I painted it black. This is another Goodwill find. This incense burner I've had since I was in the 5th grade, so Christmas of 1994, you guys. That's old. Alright, this is a fox. Okay. Got candles, and these lighted tree limbs in the corner. I can't stand dark corners, so I don't like overhead lights. Notice there's no overhead light in this room. It's just a plain ceiling. and the light is all coming from like ambient, like it's like ambient splashes coming from different sources around the room. So that's really what I like. I put a mirror here. I don't know. Just something to put there. So here's another one of the Victorian portraits of a lady. She's got a nice peacock frame on her. Also a Goodwill find. This jewelry box is also a Goodwill find. This was my mom's. It's just a goose, a box. This is my noise machine. It's a basic lamp. And this thing, this was white when I got it at the Goodwill. I repainted it to make it look like old wood. It's just got like your average like little trinkets on it. So yeah, just a cute little curio trinket cabinet, I guess. Let's open it up real quick and show you guys what's inside. So yeah, just curious little odds and ends. So yeah. And it was disgusting looking when I got it. Here's another one of my Victorian portraits, just a guy in a hat, dude in a hat. The mirror was a Goodwill find. And I mean, I guess that's it so far for the bedroom tour. Alright, so what do you think, Chiquita? Is Mama done? No? Okay. Alright, I'm going to turn this off and then I'm going to show you guys my incision wound. Give me just a minute. Alright, underneath this sock is the hideous cut. It's actually not that hideous. I've had no pain for the last 3 days and I've been walking like normal and the stitches are gone, but anyway. Yes, are you supposed to be the star of the video? Okay. Drum roll. There it is. There it is. Really nothing to get all that excited about. But yeah. But man, it hurt really bad the day I got home afterwards. I mean, talking about like terrible, like knife-like searing pain. Going all the way like down into the bones. So yeah, still a little bit puffy, which is normal. But the doctor said it's actually looking a lot better than most patients at this stage. So yeah, I'm happy. So anyway, I guess that's it for this video. Yeah, it's getting late. So I'm gonna go ahead and declare this video over with. Alright, you kids stay safe. Do the like and share thing, subscribe, and I will see you kids later.